Hi, hello, I'm Leo. Welcome to me finally making a consistent persona, or well, two of them. But before I do any designing, we should know what I'm going to be making. So, for the unaware, a persona is basically an online avatar that serves the purpose of representing the creator. They can be just characters or even be the face of a brand. It's something that people will be associating with you and your work, so creating one that you like is key. Of course, it doesn't have to look like you or me or even another human. They can be animals, concepts, and so on, as long as it's special to you. For my case, I'll be making two humanoids, two because I want contrast. My interest nicely split into two groups, the cutesy ones and the serious ones, so I'll be using both of those as a base for my personas. Previously, I would draw myself whenever I needed a design to use where a persona would usually be not putting much thought into it at all, but since I wanted to change something, try something new, I thought it was about time that I try making a persona. I recommend beginning with finding a lot of references of outfits, hair, animals, and just things in general that you like and want to incorporate into your design. Through those, you should be able to get an idea of what you want to create overall, like a theme. At this point, I would try to describe the character in about one or two sentences so that there would be like a clear idea of what you're going for. Like for example, I would describe Kat as a ADHD student who annoys their friends by day and a magical NB by night, and Leo as a young vampire pretending to be from the 18th century. When I first started this project, I didn't really take this step too seriously and ended up with the design in the background, which I really didn't like. So I went back and made two Milanote boards where I compiled ideas. In the first persona, Cat Crizzy will be more of a mascot since they share my username, so their board consisted mostly of girly, frilly, and fluffy outfits. And most importantly in this case, a big inspo were magical girls. They're adorable, pretty, iconic. All things I want to achieve in Cat. The second, Leonid, will be more of the smart side of myself that will contrast the overwhelming Cat. He will be more masculine and draw inspiration from vampires with dark clothes and gold accessories, which I hope would go against the magical girl theme and make him stand out. Cat wears a warm outfit with a lot of fluff and fur because I live in a cold climate and want to place a bit of myself into them, and it also helps with their uniqueness. The bow in front and the little horns on their head are their main accessories, and I would highly recommend not overcrowding the designs because you'll get sick of drawing 10 different necklaces or 15 different hair bows every time. But I guess everybody's different. Adding meaningful accessories can go a long way. Like Cat's horns and Leo's wings, both of their traits come from my main OC story, where the main two gods give their children certain traits. John, the god of destruction, has wings on his head which his kids inherit, whereas Kalani, god of harmony, has only a single descendant that has their power, that being Natrix, who is a shape-shifting snake. Therefore, the little horns and slit pupils come from him being fully unable to shapeshift. For Leo, the wings give a mysterious look, and to add on to it, I added a big coat over their shoulders to give a cape-like appearance without being too cliché. Now this is more of a guilty pleasure, but I added a frilly blouse which adds onto the vampire vibes overall. I wanted to make him look like more gorgeous, which is also why I was using my other OC Wisterian as a reference, because Leo is supposed to be the pretty one, opposed to Cat being the cute one. Now, another important part of good characters are their silhouettes. If your character can be recognized just from their outline or from afar by their shape, then it is sure that you'll stay in people's minds. I'll give some examples. Can you recognize who this is? I mean, quite clearly. And who this is? Probably. Let's go more specific to YouTube. Do you know who this is? How about this one? I hope I have presented my point. Another thing that you might have noticed are the shapes in those designs which make them unique. A quick tip. Circles make for softer and sweeter characters. Triangles make for more dangerous and sharp characters, and squares make for more sturdy, strong, and blocky characters. Here are my silhouettes. If we use what we learned and apply it to these designs, we can make them even better and push them further. I'll use triangles for Leo and circles for Cat. I exaggerated the fluff and the hair on Cat to be more circular, and I sharpened the cape and the shoulder pads for Leo. And now we have them all nice and clear with fun shapes. I decided to use my signature blue for Cat, as it is my favorite color, and I added a couple varied shades for blue and added a lot of white to show their obliviousness and kind of reference snow. For Leo, I referenced color theory and went to the other side of the circle and decided to choose a red color to go with the sharp and dark vibes, and it's also very common for vampires to use red, so I thought it was perfect for him. And I also gave him a couple of dark brown shades instead of other bright colors, as I think it would nicely contrast Cat's very bright aesthetic to have a darker aesthetic for Leo. There were other colors I also considered, like pink or yellow for Cat, because they're very cheery colors and associated with fun, cute, lighthearted vibes. And I also considered blue or just plain black for Leo, as blue is often associated with being calm, but I don't think it would have fit that well since blue is a color that I think represents the sweet cat more, as I think it represents me most of all. It's important to use colors that you like and won't get sick of, because you'll probably be drawing these characters a lot. Personas are such a fun idea that I can't believe I put it off for so long with how much I like making new characters. It really takes making one to understand how fun it is. Thank you for coming on this short journey with me. It was really fun to make this, honestly. I used to be obsessed with watching these kinds of videos, so I'm mostly making this to cheer up my little self. I probs will make a video like this every once in a while, but I don't plan on becoming super obsessed, you know? Anyway, hope you enjoyed and see you later!